Castlevania Aria of Sorrow aka Menu of Dawn, exclusively for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Developed and released by Konami on May 2003, this is the third and final installment for the Game Boy Advance Castlevania series, a prequel to the DS game Dawn of Sorrow. Castlevania is basically a side-scrolling exploration game with heavy emphasis on combat. This time around, there's no iconic whip. Instead, we get something that's better, in my opinion: swords. The game has traditional RPG elements where your character levels up by receiving experience points. We obtain new moves to unlock previously locked locations on the map, so get used to backtracking. In the year 2035, we get the first full solar eclipse of the 21st century. Foreign exchange student Soma Cruz, who lives near the Hakuba shrine, heads up there with his classmate Mina Hakuba, who coincidentally is the only daughter of the shrine's caretaker. As the full eclipse sets, our characters faint, only to wake up inside the solar eclipse inside Dracula's castle. And our game begins. What I like about the game? Well, the combat system offers depth. This is due to the fact we can take enemy souls, acquiring their special moves. There are in total a whopping 120 souls to collect in the game. Gameplay wise, Castlevania hits that sweet spot. The controls for the game is precise, every jump and attack you execute is on point. Good frames of animation. You could really appreciate the character's movement on the screen. It brings the sprites to life. Talking about animation, the detailed backgrounds are impressive. You'll see bats flapping away in the distance. It brings the world to life. I believe this is called parallax scrolling. The character artwork and design is top notch. They have a suaveness. Oh yeah, did I mention we can equip a gun? I think this is the first Castlevania we could actually equip a gun. You know, we get a shop, so we can now sell and buy items. This is handy if you want to make a quick buck, or maybe just buy a potion and weapons. The game has multiple endings, offering the player plenty of replay value. Portable gaming is always best when there are plenty of convenient save points. Thankfully, Aria of Sorrow follows that formula. We now have the added sleep mode, allowing the player to continue where they left off at any point. The word aria loosely means a long song for solo voice, typically in opera. Minuet is loosely defined as a slow-paced ballroom dance, so I guess the makers were trying to convey a musical feel to their title. Unfortunately, the music in the game isn't the best in the series, but it's still good music. And saying that, I really like the use of audio effects they use in the game, like when our main character is shouting and screaming and using special moves. You know, the audio effects are really good in this game. What I didn't like about the game, well, Soma Cruz runs slowly. Aria of Sorrow is set in the future. Apart from the gun, there is no other signs to indicate the future. The game only took me 4 to 5 hours to beat. I was expecting more hours of gameplay, to be honest. The constant accessing of the menu screen to equip abilities, souls and items can feel a bit too much. Some abilities should be a given and not an equipable option. You know, this is very apparent in the water stages, where you have to equip walking on water and walking underneath water. It's like, why can't it just kind of mingle in one? It's bloody water, we get the point. You know, there are less over-the-top gigantic boss battles in comparison to previous Castlevania games. This is a bad thing in my books. It doesn't have that classic feel, not having the gigantic bosses. And there's less breakable walls, like I was expecting a lot more hidden rooms, and frankly there isn't many. You know, once you obtain the most powerful weapon in the game, the Claim Solace, the game somewhat becomes less challenging. Aria of Sorrow is style over substance. It has fantastic game design but offers lack of content. It's Castlevania series of the future, offering the gamer options. Options in combat by introducing the soul mechanic and offering multiple endings. It is an easy to pick up and play type of game with the traditional Castlevania formula, trying out something new. It's not my personal favourite Castlevania in the Game Boy lineup, but it's still good gaming and it's most definitely worth a play. Anyways guys, as always it's been a pleasure and I want to thank you for watching and supporting my channel. Peace.